Lawmakers in Washington, D.C. are trying to impose a national ban on Deepseek. The arrival of this Chinese tech company in the AI field has sparked nationwide debate. Some see it as a positive technological development, while others view it as a threat. Is Deepseek really a danger? Why is there a push to ban it in the US? Can the United States successfully ban Deepseek in the US? Let's take a closer look. For those who don't know much about this company, in January, Deepseek launched its new software Deepseek R1. This free AI chatbot's design and functionality are similar to ChatGPT. So, Deepseek created a stir in the AI community when it released a research paper in December claiming that training the newest iteration of Deepseek would necessitate less than $6 million worth of computing resources using nvidia H800 chips. This cost is merely a tiny portion of the multi-billion-dollar AI budgets that US tech giants like Openai and Google proclaim. And luckily, Deepseek successfully executed and launched the project. The new software became available to the public on January 20th. By January 27th, the Deepseek app had reached the top of Apple's App Store chart, pushing ChatGPT to second place, leading to a loss of about $600 billion in market capitalization for American multinational company nvidia. I mean, its stock price dropped by 17%. Not only that, data center companies that rely on nvidia chips also plummeted, with Dell, Oracle, and Supermicro all falling by at least 8.7%. When investors caught wind of this, chaos erupted in the stock market. Questions filled the air. What was really happening? Could this be China signaling to the US that they can rule the world? What exactly is China up to? Obviously, the US feels threatened by the alarming rise of Deepseek. Could it be that they're picking up on China's hidden plan to take over and dominate the most lucrative sector of the US economy? Could this be the reason behind their efforts to ban Deepseek AI from the US? Let's dig deeper, as this whole game is getting more intriguing. Deepseek emerged during heightened AI competition between China and the US, leading many to speculate that China was already ahead in this race. But that was just the tip of the iceberg. Deepseek changed everything by creating an AI model that allegedly outperforms several leading models from US firms, while purportedly costing only a fraction of their expenses. That was the game changer. In addition to the fact that the app was developed in China, its rapid popularity has led US government officials to doubt its safety for public use. Just a few weeks ago, the Wall Street Journal reported that US lawmakers intended to propose a bill to prevent government-owned devices from accessing Deepseek. And by the 31st of January, the US space agency NASA has restricted the use of Deepseek on its systems and for its employees. On the same day, Texas Governor Greg Abbott prohibited Deepseek on governmental devices. Plus, the U.S. Navy has advised its personnel to refrain from using Deepseek. In an email warning sent to shipmates, the Navy stated that Deepseek's AI should not be employed in any capacity due to potential security and ethical issues related to the model's origin and application. Pay attention to this. The major problem they have with Deepseek is its origin. That's really interesting to know. Following the Texas ban, Governor Kathy Hochul announced on Monday, 10th of February 2025, that New York government employees are prohibited from downloading Deepseek's AI application onto state devices over security apprehensions. This makes New York the second state to bar Deepseek from government devices. Hochul stated in her announcement that public safety is her top priority. She said, "New York will persist in combating cyber threats, protecting the privacy and security of our data, and guarding against state-sponsored censorship." Last year, Hochul provided guidance for the responsible use of AI in New York's government to enhance operations. She's an advocate for responsible AI and believes AI use should ensure privacy, manage risks, and promote accountability, safety, and equity. It's not surprising that the New York governor's office is being proactive in handling this potential security threat. Now here's the twist. Amidst the ruckus, President Donald Trump sees Deepseek differently. When asked on Friday if he considered Deepseek a national security risk, he responded, "No. I think it's happening. It's a technology that's emerging. The AI we're discussing will be significantly more affordable than initially anticipated. That's a positive aspect. I see that as an excellent development, not a negative one. If Trump believes it's not a national security risk, why are there others working tirelessly to get rid of Deepseek and other Chinese-related apps? Upon the release and fame of Deepseek, President Donald Trump mentioned that the rapid emergence of Deepseek should be a wake-up call for technology firms in America. He seems to focus on the positive side of things, and he's even working to keep the Chinese social media platform TikTok operational in the US, following lawmakers' conclusion that the app must be banned or sold due to national security issues. His views on Chinese inventions seem to raise more questions than they answer. Did he invest in Deepseek? And can he really step in and save these apps from a permanent ban in the US, especially with other lawmakers pushing against them? In his first administration, Trump favored prohibiting TikTok before changing his stance on the issue. Trump has been competitive and wants the US to dominate every industry, especially tech. So what has changed? Representative Josh Gottheimer, a Democrat from New Jersey, a member of the House Intelligence Committee, believes Deepseek should be prohibited from all government devices immediately. He said no one should have permission to install it on their devices. We need to alert the public. To follow up on his stance on Deepseek, Gottheimer, along with Darren LaHood, Republican from Illinois, presented a bipartisan initiative to prohibit Deepseek on all government devices. The Chinese Communist Party has indicated that it will utilize any means necessary to compromise our national security, disseminate harmful misinformation, and gather data on American citizens. We now have highly concerning proof that they're leveraging Deepseek to appropriate sensitive information from U.S. citizens. This is a serious national security alert, Gottheimer stated in a press release. Like the controversial TikTok ban, which is currently on hold for 75 days due to an executive order from President Trump, the U.S. push to restrict the use of Deepseek reflects ongoing concerns in the West. These worries center on the Chinese government's ability to freely access user data from tech companies. Deepseek poses a huge security risk because it's tied to the CCP, the Chinese Communist Party. As with other generative AIs, Deepseek collects data from users and reserves it for unknown purposes. The CCP could use the data for anything without the knowledge or consent of the data owners. Being sensitive to national security, the U.S. believes this would be a disadvantage to the U.S. if a Chinese company had such power. However, this concern is not from the U.S. alone. Many countries share this sentiment, and they've taken steps to limit Deepseek in their country. South Korea's Ministry of Trade, Industry and Energy has temporarily banned the use of Deepseek on employees' devices due to security concerns. The Australian government has prohibited access to Deepseek on all government devices due to security risks. This restriction was mandated for all government agencies in a statement released by the Department of Home Affairs Secretary. The Italian Data Protection Authority Guarantee declared that it had imposed limitations on the processing of data from Italian users by Deepseek due to insufficient information regarding how the company might utilize personal data submitted by users. Taiwan prohibited government agencies from utilizing Deepseek programs, citing security concerns. With all these countries involved in banning Deepseek, the situation shifts away from the quest for tech dominance between the US and China to other issues. Is this all about national security, or is there more to this? Many nations that have prohibited Deepseek applications express worries about the security threats associated with the Chinese software. They also mention insufficient information regarding how the organization manages or utilizes user personal data. Deepseek's privacy policy states that the application gathers personal details such as email, phone number, password, and date of birth, which are necessary for registering on the application. The communication history within the application, both text and audio submitted by the user to the chatbot, then technical details related to the user's device and network will be provided, including IP address, keystroke patterns, and operating system. It shares this information with service providers and advertising affiliates. The company indicates on its website that this data is retained for as long as necessary. Is this an unusual practice? No. According to ChatGPT's privacy policy, OpenAI also gathers personal information, such as name and contact details provided during registration, and device data such as IP address and input given to the chatbot for only as long as we need. This data may also be shared with OpenAI's partners. Nearly all prominent technology companies, including Meta, Google, and OpenAI, utilize user information to some degree. They leverage data for purposes like targeted advertising, fine-tuning algorithms, and training AI systems. Although many have faced fines or investigations for privacy violations, they persist in their operations due to the somewhat regulated environment in regions like the EU and the US. Why then is Deepseek facing bans across various countries? Chinese platforms such as Deepseek are viewed differently in the West because they're perceived to operate under the jurisdiction of the Chinese government, which has laws like the National Intelligence Law that might permit state access to corporate information. This is the point of concern for the US authorities and other countries. They're concerned that data gathered by Chinese companies could be utilized for espionage, influence campaigns, or surveillance activities. Whether this is indeed occurring is subject to debate. Still, even the potential is sufficient to warrant bans from a national security standpoint. In contrast, Western governments do not consider Western applications a national security danger. Western firms are frequently viewed as problematic yet amendable through regulation, while Chinese firms are considered direct security threats necessitating prohibitions. As this trend continues, it raises an important question. Are these measures protecting national security, or are they pushing the world toward a more divided internet? We'd like to hear from you in the comments. Also, don't forget to like and share this video, and thanks for watching.